Caller, go ahead and beat the drums.
Why
Go.
they trying to start rolling Muslim again? Why they try that guy go to try here in the United States? He's supposed to try to be in another country. Y'all doing a good job.
Oh, this guy, that's our guy. He call up all the time. Next caller, thank you. Okay, catch us on YouTube. Go ahead, caller, beat the drums. You're doing excellent. Go ahead, caller. Go ahead, we're listening.
Go ahead, caller.
We are listening. We're listening. Turn your.
I have a question.
Go ahead.
Go ahead.
Yeah, the question is, why did you put that scene up there about what the religion says about killing a homosexual? Having a person on like that was rude and very, very inappropriate to bring that up in front of him, knowing that he's gay and having to react to that.
Did you got a question?
Why did you do that?
You got a
knowing
question?
that that's the case.
You know what? Do you have a question for the guests? Okay. Do you have a question for the guests? Was you offended by that?
No, as I said, it wasn't as much being offended. It's just that I feel sort of disappointed, and I feel some compassion for the folks who are being misled.
Okay.
You know, because when people say these things, this is disruptive intentionally, and when they say things like that, and it's usual. And you know what? I'll tell you something else. I worked for years in the area of hate crimes. As a matter of fact, I came to Chicago as the first LGBT victim witness hate crime specialist for the Cook County State's Attorney's Office. And you know, one thing we found out is that when you look at the folks who act in violent ways against gay people,
yes, sir.
When you really, really look at it, they only are about 1 to 3% of society. And then when you really sit down and talk to them, you find out, and you really open it up, that what they're doing is they're acting out against what they feel within themselves.
They're covering themselves.
See, what
up.
they think is they think they can kill the sissy in themselves by beating up on me, and that's not going to happen.
It's bigger than you.
It's bigger than me.
I see that gay parade. It is big, man. It's growing. It is growing. I mean, I see it out there around in Greektown. But next caller, go ahead and beat the drums. We're going to get in all the callers we can.
Okay, sure.
All right. Go ahead, caller. Go ahead.
Hello, am I on?
Yes.
Go ahead.
Okay, I like to say that I think the LBG, that lifestyle is a choice. It's not something that they have a choice. They do have a choice. I don't believe that they should be able to adopt kids. As far as our school, the way that they put this thing on us, they keeping down our birth rate, and doing so, that keeps our birth rate down from us not being able to reproduce, as if things are already bad in our community. But that was a lifestyle that's been encouraged to us in the cartoons, and they want to put us on these psychedelic drugs and just everything else. Okay. So I'm going to stand back, but I don't think they should be kids, because I speak to many people, and what they know about it is that they've seen it from their mom or they've seen it from somebody else.
Gotcha. We're going to let them respond, okay?
You know,
half an hour show.
You know, I will tell you,
thank you,
of all the things today, as far as offensive, that is the most offensive thing that has happened to me here today.
What's that?
For him to say what he just said. He doesn't know. I can tell this is a man who probably has never done anything to adopt or to raise children, period. I raised my son as a single parent. He was. I adopted him when he was 11 months old. I raised him till he was 22 years old when he passed away this past December in an automobile accident up on 67 and Stony Island. Nobody can tell me that you would have. I can't imagine anyone with a heart or a soul that would have denied that child, that man, 22 years of a family and a life that he would have never been able to see. That young man, when he was a child, he met Rosa Parks.
Yes.
He grew up in Rainbow Push. Now you're telling me that type of lifestyle you would deny because of how you feel, and even if in fact it was true that it was a choice, if it's a person's choice, what difference does it make to you? Why do you care?
Can I ask you something though? Help me to understand. Is it a learned behavior? Is this something that you are inborn with?
It's not a learned behavior.
Okay.
I think it's what Gladys Knight said. Gladys Knight said, "What's love got to do with it?"
Oh, you mean Tina Turner.
Tina
said.
Turner.
I will tell you, I did not accept myself as being gay until I was 25, 26 years old. So I had a full life before that. In fact, I was engaged. So I mean, and when I began to accept myself, that's when my life opened up. And that's when I began to, I was always involved with stuff, always political, always doing stuff, but it wasn't until I accepted myself that I could really give to my community. So no, it's not something that's learned. I tried my best. For 26 years, I tried my best to assimilate, to fall in line, but you know what? If what God has for you, like even with the passage of my son, I think that I don't know whether you believe in Allah or God or anyone else. I believe that God knows what's in you. He knows what you're going to do and what you've got to do, and if you don't do it, He'll pull it out of you to make you to get you to do it. And like I told you, I adopted my son. I want you to know something. While there were a lot of people, like the alderman here and other folks who were supportive, knew my son, had met my son, because I took my son to all the meetings that I went to.
Yes, sir.
And there were those who didn't like it, and we were harassed. I mean, you need to know that we were harassed. Okay. We were harassed by folks who would call. I had DCFS come to my house so many times. They asked me, they said, "Are you in a custody dispute?" And I said, no. They said, because that's the only time we get these many false complaints against somebody. So those folks who would have denied a child, any child, a family that's offered to them, they got to be some other kind of person.
We got another caller.
Okay.
Please turn down your television volume. Caller, go ahead and beat the drums. You're doing an excellent job. Go ahead, man. You ain't swayed me, but you're doing an excellent job.
I'm not trying to sway you. I'm just telling the truth.
Because you know what?
Go ahead, Carl.
Can I tell you something?
Go ahead,
like
Carl.
the way you hold your composure, the way you conduct yourself. Thank you.
Go ahead, caller.
Hello?
Yes.
Go ahead.
Hello?
Yes,
Am I
go.
on the show?
You're on the show.
Go ahead.
I'm on the show. Yes, Mr. Loveless, good evening. Mr. Loveless, I see you're listed as running for city clerk against Santa Mendoza. I haven't heard yet on the show why are you running? What are the issues that concern you? Why do you think you should be replacing Santa Mendoza as city clerk?
Say it in a couple minutes.
Okay, well, first of all, it takes more than a couple minutes. I'm not going to say it in a couple minutes. What I'm going to do is I'm going to respect the topic of this show.
Okay.
And if you would like to have me come back to talk about the city clerk's office, I will.
Okay.
The only thing I will say is that I commend you and give you all the credit, caller, for knowing who the city clerk is, because most people don't even know who the clerk is, and it doesn't. And that is one of the reasons. I think that
he's probably in the 14th ward.
He's from the 14th ward, yeah, but or HDO. But I will say this to you: I think that the clerk's office should be a leverage for civic engagement, government transparency, holding other public officials accountable, and social enterprise. And we'll talk more about that as the year goes on.
We got a lot of calls. Next caller, go ahead and beat the drums.
Go ahead, caller.
They want to talk to you. Go ahead. Okay. Okay. You know what? Can I ask you something?
Sure.
Do you think that me and Alderman, we've been fair in our questioning, we've been ignorant, acidine in our questioning?
No, let me just say this to you.
We only got 2 minutes.
Okay, I know we got 2 minutes. I won't take 30 minutes to say this. The work that CAN TV does is unique. I've watched your show for years, and I've watched when Alderman has been on your show, has been acting as your co-host on your show. There's a value in that, and there's a value that people have got to really step up to the plate and accept. And I will say this as far as how can you be, the purpose of CAN TV is to air opinions and views that would not traditionally be on television.
Where can they get in contact with you and your telephone number, please?
Oh, okay.
Credits are running, please.
773-340-3751. You can give me a call. That gets directly to my cell phone number, or you can email me, and my name is marc.loveless, LOVELESS, @gmail.com.
Where's your office located at?
Right now, we won't be opening our office until September because we can't start gathering signatures until
Will you
August.
come back to the Underground Railroad
Whenever
and watch
you
us
want
on,
me
will
to.
you watch us on YouTube?
I do. I do.
He Googles us up. As the alderman said, you Google us up. Huh?
Yes.
Okay.
That's why I was going to get here no matter what the time.
Oh, okay. And I appreciate it. And like I said, I was some balance because you know what? You need to hear both sides. You understand? And I appreciate you coming down to the Underground Railroad, taking
course.
time out of your day, your evening,
Right.
to share with the audience.
Yeah, I've had, this is the 7th event I've been to today. So I was glad it was at 10 o'clock because
Bam.